A cancelled marathon's not the only devastating news over the weekend, and largely it represents the duality of Cape Town. The city feels like two different worlds, one where people run for pleasure in a very, very picturesque setting. The other one is violence and survival on the Cape Flats. At the weekend, you had 7 young men, at least 7 men aged between the ages of 20 and 30 were murdered in Philippi East on Friday night. And 24 hours after some of that reporting came out of that incident, you had news of the Cape Town Marathon being cancelled due to gale force winds. But it was the marathon cancellation that dominated headlines and social media. The Philippi killings, a mass shooting, a mass murder was on the news sites, but not as much dominance when it comes to the conversation of the weekend. The names and those stories of the victims of those killings largely were absent. Both events are loss, both events are safety, both events detail a resilience, one of runners who say, well, we'll do it again next year. The others of communities, and not just Philippi East, all over the Cape Flats, who will have to keep on surviving. I love Cape Town because I also know what is wrong with Cape Town. It's confronting that inequality and that pain, not just celebrating the freedom of 24,000 people to do what they enjoy, and that is to run, and run for pleasure. But how do we still have empathy? And why is it important that we must evenly distribute that empathy? We can mourn with the runners and say, we know you're disappointed. It's fine. You spent money. It's okay. But also thinking about those people who don't even get to start a race. And that is largely the people who live on what we call the Cape Flats.